Hello friends at home. In this video I will be doing today's language arts lesson with you. You might have noticed on your calendar it said common and proper nouns page. Common or proper nouns page, sorry. So it looks like this. Make sure that you have this page ready to go and we will begin. Now we know whenever we're doing our work, the first thing I do is always the same. I take out my pencil and write down my name. Please make sure you are writing your name at the top of your paper. And remember, we want to write it nicely. We're in our second quarter of first grade now, so we need to start making sure that we are using our best handwriting when we do our work. So once you have your name on your paper, you can see that this is a page where we're going to be cutting out some pictures or words and then gluing them on the page. So you want to make sure you have your scissors and your glue ready to go. Okay? Now I always tell you whenever we're doing a cutting page that the best thing you can do is right off the get-go, if you cut straight across the bottom and separate your work page from the words or pictures you'll be cutting out. That way it makes it much easier to get your work done. And then the next thing I always have us do is cut along the outside track and get rid of all that extra scrap paper that we don't need. Sometimes when we're cutting and we have all this extra scrap, it just gets in the way and it makes it harder to do the cutting. So I'm going to go around here and cut out that extra scrap. And remember, whether we're here in the classroom or at home, we don't throw our scraps on the we do throw them in the trash. We don't throw them on the ground or leave them laying on the table. They can either go in recycling or in the wastebasket or trash can. Okay, so now I have my paper with my name on it ready to go, and I have my words here on the paper. So it says cut the words below and glue them under the correct column. So we have common nouns and we have proper nouns. And we're working on this a little bit in Journeys this week and a little bit in Language Arts this week. We know what nouns are. We are noun experts by now. We know that a person, a place, an animal, or a thing, those are nouns. And anytime that we see a person, a place, an animal, or a thing, we know that that is a noun. Now, the difference between a common noun and a proper noun is really simple once it's explained to you. So I'm going to get out my handy dandy whiteboard and put it here on the screen for you. And I am going to model for you the difference between a common noun and a proper noun. So our common nouns are all of the person, place, animal, or things that we talk about every day. So I have, you guys know at home, I have a pet cat. So a cat is an animal, and that's what we call a common noun. Right now I am in our school. A school is a place, and that is what we call a common noun. I had to run to the store yesterday. The store is a place. That is a common noun. And I'm writing with my pencil is a common noun. All of these words that tell us a person, a place, an animal, or thing, the girl is a common noun. Boy is a common noun, mom, dad, all of those are what we call common nouns. And so they get lowercase letters when we're writing them. We don't need to give them an uppercase letter. A proper noun, on the other hand, is when we take a common noun and we give it a specific name. We're talking about one specific girl or one specific school. For example, you all know that my cat's name is Chuck. So when I'm talking about my cat and I'm referring to him as Chuck, I have to make sure that his name begins with an uppercase letter. In fact, all names begin with uppercase letters because when we call someone by their name, we are referring to their specific noun or their proper noun. So whenever you write your name, it should have an uppercase letter. The word school, when I'm talking about a school, is a common noun. But if I were talking about a specific school, like St. Patrick's School, then I would have to give uppercase letters to the beginning of each of the words because it's the title or the name of the school. Whoops, let me get that on the screen for you. And names always begin with uppercase letters. It's a proper noun. I told you I went to the store yesterday, and store is just a common noun, so it gets a lowercase letter. But specifically, I went to a store called Kroger. And so because I'm calling the store by its name, a name is a proper noun, I have to give it an uppercase letter. Anytime we are talking about a specific name, when we're referring to a noun, it has to have an uppercase letter. Those are what we call proper nouns. Okay? So if I said I went to the hospital, hospital would be lowercase. If I said I went to Huron Valley Hospital, Huron Valley Hospital would be uppercase because it's a specific hospital. All right? So now that we know that our proper nouns have to have uppercase letters and they talk about a certain one or a specific one, we can go back to our work now and go through and decide, are these just common nouns that need lowercase letters or are these proper nouns? So the first one I have here I'm going to cut out, and it says banana. Now, a banana is not a specific name, and it's a common noun, so it begins with a lowercase letter. So I can put some glue on the back of my common noun, and make sure where it says common nouns, you glue your banana. You don't want to accidentally put it on the wrong side, okay? The next word here says Kelly. Now, Kelly is a name of a person. It's a proper noun because it's telling us specifically Kelly, and it has an uppercase letter, which is a big clue to my brain. Uppercase letter must be a proper noun. So we'll put it here. All right, let's do two more, and then you can do the rest of them on your own, okay? This next one says pumpkin. Big clues. It's not a specific noun. I'm not talking about a specific pumpkin like Spookly, the pumpkin, and it has a lowercase letter, so it's a common noun. Remember, the biggest clue here is going to be your uppercase or lowercase letters. All right, and the next one here says Texas. Texas is a state. If I were just talking about states, states would have a lowercase letter. But when I refer to a specific state like Texas, I have to give it an uppercase letter because it's a proper noun. So now, boys and girls, I want you to go through with the rest of these words, read the word, and ask yourself, is this a common noun? Or is this a specific name for a noun that has an uppercase letter, and we call that proper? When you're finished with this, if you want to color it, you may. You don't have to, but make sure you take a picture of this and upload it to Class Dojo so that Mrs. Hatkoff and I can see them, and we can get you some points for it, okay? See you later.